many times has an oriole or hummingbird caught your eye and brought a smile to your day? With their flight, migrations, haunting calls, joyful songs, amazing range in sizes and colourful plumage, birds connect us to the wonders of nature wherever we live, in the city, a country farm, in the woods, or by the sea. Initially driven by the passion of the Bronx Zoo's first curator of birds, William Beebe, WCS has been a leader in bird conservation for more than 100 years. Since our founding more than 125 years ago, our scientists, conservationists, zookeepers, curators, veterinarians and policy advocates have played a role in the conservation of hundreds of bird species. Even before the Bronx Zoo opened in 1899, Bronx Zoo founding director William Hornaday published the results of a bird survey he'd conducted. It revealed a drastic decline in the US bird population over the previous 15 years. 3,000 copies of the report were distributed to US teachers and naturalists for education purposes and to prompt better game protection laws. Hornaday's work to save, amongst other species, birds from illegal trade led to their protection under the Lacey Act in 1900. Starting in 1910, ornithology curator William Beebe conducted expeditions to study pheasants across Asia. Beebe went on to do extensive research on birds in Mesoamerica. He believed we needed to understand how birds live in the wild in order to protect them as well as to keep them properly in zoos. In the 1960s, then curator of ornithology William Conway began a 4-decade study of flamingos in Argentina. Today, WCS has bird-focused programs across the world and in all 5 of our zoological parks in New York City. Our bird conservation efforts have frequently taken the form of joint zoo field projects, including work with malios, African grey parrots and lesser adjutant storks. This year we celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Bronx Zoo's World of Birds. This iconic building, designed for both form and function, has connected millions of people to birds, nature and conservation. The World of Birds has been the site of conservation and husbandry science successes that have been key to saving species. Successes include the development of incubation protocols for critically endangered malios that are used both at the zoo and in the field, and breeding success with capercaillie, bird of paradise, Andean cock of the rock, pink pigeon, Andean condors, and many more. Across our zoos and aquarium, there are ongoing rescue and rehabilitation efforts for a variety of bird species. Recent efforts include a turkey vulture, a keel-billed toucan, and several wild hawks and falcons brought to the zoo by the New York Police Department. At our 4 zoos and aquarium, we provide the highest standard of animal care and welfare, educate and inspire our visitors, and emphasise our global work by highlighting WCS's field programs. In the field, we have a head starting and conservation program for scarlet macaws in Guatemala's Maya Biosphere Reserve, and a program to conserve Andean condors in Bolivia. In India, we're working to conserve the critically endangered Bengal florican. Our field staff in the Republic of Congo care for African grey parrots confiscated from the pet trade, rehabilitate them and release them back into the wild, with guidance from the Bronx Zoo's Ornithology Department and Zoological Health Program. In Cambodia, we protect nesting waterbirds at Tonle Sap Lake and conserve the giant ibis. We work to protect migratory birds, especially in American and East Asian flyways. On the policy side, 2 of our earliest successes were when William Hornaday helped to write the 1913 Tariff Act, prohibiting importation of bird plumage, and he later helped to pass the Migratory Bird Conservation Act in 1929. Carrying on the tradition, ornithology curator Don Bruning helped to catalyse the US Wild Bird Conservation Act for better protection of birds. He was an active and important participant in CITES meetings, advocating for bird conservation through regulation of international trade of birds and their feathers. WCS continues to be extremely active in the policy world to conserve birds, including through CITES to protect birds in illegal and unsustainable trade, especially songbirds, African grey parrots and Asian hornbills. WCS has a long history in bird conservation and a dedicated group of professionals today in our zoos, aquarium and in nearly 60 countries around the world, committed to ensuring that leadership continues well into the future. Wherever we are in the world, just like that, a bird can come into our gaze, and just like that, our hearts are filled with joy.